makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back. It's been another week, so that means we have a week worth of new makeup releases to talk about. With me, I have the gorgeous, beautiful, fabulous Tia, who, as usual, is showing me up. But you know, what else would you expect? Look, you know the drill. All of her details are down below in the description box. She has her own Patreon, as do I. Go check it out. Anyways, there's loads of people to thank because if you guys didn't tag me in things, we'd have no episode. So big thank you to Brianna, Ali, Gillian, Beth, Anna, Kasia, Claire, Tia, Jade S, Franca, JW, Kat, Missy, Gina, Miss Charlie, Missa, Hannah, Chrissy, Shahina, Shanna, Tina, Kylie, Daniela, Manuela T, Cheryl, Ula, Inez, Emily, Sarah L, Brogan, Susie, and Paula. Massive thank you to you guys. And also a massive thank you to my Patreons. And we have some birthdays this week. So big happy birthday to Kim and Brianna. Very
happy birthday.
Yeah, we love you lots. And mwah. The theme was actually selected by Daniela because it was her birthday last week and she went super specific. So she was like, I want you guys to do a neutral grungy look with sparkles, a pop of neon and a nude lip. Now, I am technically on theme because there's nothing more grungy than just turn up in slightly dirty clothes. Here's my pop of sparkle. Here's my neon, and I do have a nude lip because I fuck all on it. So,
yeah,
did you follow the theme? Yes, I did.
I think I hit everything else except neon and a nude lip. But I did have a nude lip on before this, but I just changed it up just before. But I have sparkles, I have gems, this is neutral. It's maybe not a grungy look, but I was doing a holiday look for my Instagram, so this is what you get.
Hashtag close enough. Anyways, a few of you guys also took to the challenge, so I'm going to include your pictures now. We do have lots to chat about. So the first thing that we saw was that Glisten Cosmetics have come out with their very first highlighter palette, because I've never seen them coming out with something like that before. They've always had liners. I do have an affiliate code and link if you are interested in this, by the way. So it's a 5-pan highlighter palette. It's £28. It came out last Friday. I think this is a decent alternative to the likes of, you know, the Suva Toppers palette. There was like 4 shades in that, and that was like 30 something. And I think this is a little bit better. I mean, shades look really quite nice. Like once you kind of shear them out, I think they'd be very nice as either.
The swatches don't look nice. I'm sorry, but I've seen people use this on Instagram, and they are like really pretty.
Yeah.
I would say they're more like a topper shades. Like you could use these as highlights or an eyeshadow. I think most people would use this.
And I think the reason why they've done the swatches in this way is to really highlight like the undertones of it, because the problem with a highlighter and swatching them as they are is you may not necessarily.
Yeah, they look so choppy there. Like,
I think they've tried to swatch it in the best way they possibly can.
But I've seen people use this on Instagram and it looks nice.
Yeah.
So I'm not like judging it too much because of the swatches, because as we all know, swatches don't tell everything. They usually don't then tell anything. So
this is true. I mean, I will say I don't love that it's like a hexagonal type design. Like, just put it into a square. Just makes it a bit easy.
Yeah, they could have like added one more shade on the center, like a black shadow. Could you imagine those toppers on a black base, or like something like a blush shade, or like just a basic highlighter shade on the middle? There's just empty space there, and I don't like that.
And I think they're missing like a green shifting one would have been really interesting.
I think Charm is a green shift.
It's quite a gold.
But I've seen people use it. It looks green.
Okay. Well then, I'll let them off. But like, yeah, I think they could have maybe kind of pushed it a little bit further and just added in an extra one. But that's just me being like really pernickety. I think it's pretty good. It's a decent time of the year to come out with a highlighter palette. You know, everyone wants to glow at this time
Yeah.
of year. Apparently, it's a whole thing. Are people still doing Christmas parties? Who even knows? Who even knows? When I put it to you guys, 39% of you love it. So yeah, I do think it has been a long year, let us be real. And there has been so much stuff. I think we're getting a bit tired. Bit of makeup.
Yeah.
This next one though, I'm gonna say it, I'm excited. This is Wicked Widow Beauty, and this is the Scissorhands collection. It includes an eyeshadow palette which has 7 mattes, 6 duochromes, and 3 shimmers. They're also coming out with 2 highlighters, 6 lip glosses, an eyeliner, and 2 styles of lashes. And that is coming out today as we're filming on the 15th. I really like that eyeshadow palette.
It looks beautiful. The eyeshadow palette looks stunning. Like, look at that blue, like sparkly, like all those shimmers. How many mattes?
Well, it says 7 mattes, 6 duochromes, and 3 shimmers.
Well, that's actually quite good. I maybe would have wanted like a couple more mattes.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful, and I'm like, I want to turn that down.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is really well done. Like if you've watched the movie, it also makes an awful lot of sense. You know, the color tones that they've gone for.
Yeah.
It's very much like linked to the mansion where he was created, and I love the artwork and stuff on it. I think this looks really quite cool. I'm not really that bothered about the highlighters or the lip glosses or whatever, but like
the highlighters too.
Apparently, but I haven't seen.
Okay, there's not a picture.
Yeah, include that. But like the thing that I don't know what it is. Whenever I see a collection, the thing that always grabs my attention is always an eyeshadow palette. Don't know what it is. It's always what I go for. And
eyeshadow, blushes, highlighters. Those are like my main,
yeah, they're the crux of the whole thing, and I think this is beautiful. I do think there's enough like depth around here because there's some like brighter shades of like blue there. Like there's that nice green, but there's still some depth. Yeah,
I kind of wish, because there's like 6 lip glosses. Come on, 6.
Yeah.
Like, do 3 lip glosses, do 3 matte liquid lips. Could you imagine like a dark green? Or like a blue, like a blue that's on the cover, that kind of like a night navy blue liquid lipstick, then maybe a green and a black, and then some nice glosses there. I think that would have made it like even that much more special, because I don't see those glosses to me don't shout Scissorhands.
Yeah, do you know they more like feel like they're the other characters of the town that he ends up living in, you know, with the rep and stuff. It feels like that bright kind of yeah.
I kind of feel like they don't fit in. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. The only way that I can kind of conceptualize it is like, you know, how he ends up moving in with the town folk.
Yeah.
How they're all bright and plasticky, and this is kind of given me that vibe. But I think you're absolutely right. I think it would have been much more like better curated if there was like, say, maybe a black lipstick, because I mean that would have made sense, and navy, and like maybe a green, something like that, and then like some really nice iridescent lip glosses.
Yeah, that you could top those shades.
Yeah. That you could transform it from, say, like a matte to like a matte, then with like, say, the green shimmer on top or a blue shimmer, so that you could kind of mix and match it across a couple of things. Like, I'm just saying, that's the way I would have done it. Somebody give me my own brand or collaborate with me. I will pretend to know what I'm talking about.
Oh, like this.
Yeah. See, that's you know, you can use those things in that sense, and it would make an awful lot.
This doesn't go with this look, but I had to do it because
for science. Yeah. But you see, along those sort of vibes, like that's, I think I would have worked with that collection. But when I put it to you guys, 53% of you loved it. So it did seem to have quite a bit of a hit. This next one, what is going on? Pat McGrath has collaborated with Bridgerton, which it's so funny. Like, I associate Bridgerton with Christmas now because that was when I watched it last year. I binged over it on Christmas, and I'm looking forward to season 2. But Pat McGrath has come out with this, so it's going to be the Diamond of the First Water Eye Blush palette. So I don't know what that's about. Then Sublime Skin Highlighters in 2 different shades, and then a Divine Blush and Glow trio. So
what?
Yeah, I know.
Eye blush palette. Come on, now that's just a stupid name. It's an eyeshadow palette.
Yeah.
You have a blush palette there.
Do you know what it makes me think of? Do you remember when people were like saying like, an eye contour palette? And it was like, you're just talking about a neutral matte palette.
Yeah.
Like, F off. Stop it.
I can't stop looking at the slip now.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's so pretty.
Tia is like that, parakeet who just keeps looking at herself in the mirror going, who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl?
I'm a pretty girl.
We all know that in a past life, she was a bird.
Yes.
Which, fair. I mean, if you had asked me who was going to do a collaboration with Bridgerton, it would not have been Pat McGrath. That would have been even in my top 10.
I was kind of like, first thing that came into my mind, like Bridgerton, BH Cosmetics.
Yes,
I think they could have done such a good job with it, and still like be affordable. Like, who's gonna have the money to buy this shit? I'm sorry, but like,
seriously, yeah, because Pat McGrath is expensive anyways, and then when you add on, like, her collabs are always more expensive, because when she did Star Wars collab, it was more expensive. So I'm like, what's this about? It's coming out on December 26th, so if you happen to have any money after, like on Boxing Day, I assume she's probably going for the people who are getting like money and stuff for Christmas.
I mean, the package, if I look at the, not think how expensive this is, because that is like, for me, I'm like, I hate it immediately. But like, the packaging is stunning.
Yeah,
it's really pretty. I don't know, I'm like, gold highlighter, I guess some people like that. The palette is like not the most boring thing Pat McGrath has ever done. I'm looking at that bluey shade there, that like in the corner, that shimmery shade. Like, I could do a pretty look with it.
Yeah.
There's no depth in there.
No
depth. It's so like bland.
You would have
the blush
to
palette.
Another palette. There's no way.
The blush palette is so light too.
Yeah.
I'm like, they did amazing packaging. Everything else is like mediocre.
Yeah, I agree. The eyeshadow palette, I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. I'd have to pull other things in with it. And if I'm going to spend that much on an eyeshadow palette, I'm going to want to be able to use it by itself without having to drag in other things to make it work.
Yeah.
So, not for me. Too rich for my blood. I want to put it to you guys, 42% of you said that you love it. So I think we're all kind of on the same page there. Then NYX came out with a whole chunk of stuff that they were like, here's our spring 2022 collection. So they have glosses, setting spray, primers and serums, some silicone applicators, smoke liners, brow gels, and some concealer serums, and apparently 13 shades. And they range from $8 up to $17. The most expensive thing is the Plump Right Back primer and serum, and the gloss is $8 in 8 different shades. I mean,
I've seen people use that Bear With Me concealer serum, and it's supposed to be amazing. Like, it has coverage, and it's like lightweight, really pretty. That like, I'm definitely gonna get at some point. Everything else, I'm like, there's too much stuff.
Yeah, I
focus on anything. I kind of like the thicket brow gels.
Yeah.
If they're like the brow glue, because I know a lot of people like that. So I think it's like smart for them to come in like colors. I'm not sure how it's gonna go down when you're like laying down your brows, because usually you're just gonna push them, so everything's like, I don't like color things that you're gonna do kind of like that laminated look, because I feel like it always like smudges everywhere.
Yeah.
But I know some people do. But this is like basic NYX stuff. It's like we're gonna put like million things out and nothing is gonna stand alone. And it's like,
It almost feels like an extension of stuff that's already there. And I'm kind of like,
yeah,
is this new? Are you sure? Because I feel like I've seen this.
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't really care, but it, like again, like it's sort of affordable. Although I still think that Mixer have been like increasing.
They're so expensive
They have
now. They're not even affordable.
no.
Like this palette, the Utopia, the big one that I have, 50 euros in Finland. 50 euros, guys.
No.
50 euros, and some places even more than that.
It starts off like cheap-ish in the States, but by the time it gets over to us, it's quite expensive. So,
and I love that palette, but I would never pay 50 euros. I got it for like 30 euros on a one page that was selling it cheaper. But usually it goes for like 40 to 50, and in UK too, it's really expensive.
It's really expensive. It's bananas. It's a funny one. Like they've definitely been creeping up their prices. But when I put it to you guys, 54% of you love it. I think just because there was such a range of things, it was kind of like, here's one size fits all. Glamlite, are you okay? There's so much stuff coming out from Glamlite, and they have inexplicably done a collaboration with Icy, which is like an ice drink, like slushy type thing. So initially when they like showed all of this, they were like, here we have this blue palette, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And then they're like, here's some glasses. And then eventually they came out with, I think this must be their second or third red palette, because it feels like they've done many red palettes at this point. And I did actually put up a thing on my Instagram comparing this new red palette against their red velvet palette. And you can see there's like definite differences between them, but it's sort of like, is this necessary?
Like my face can tell you guys what I feel about this. I hate this with a passion. Like you're gonna come out with one of my favorite colors, blue palette. You're gonna make this shit show. There's like 3 those darker blue shimmers are exactly the same. Then there's 2. There's like they're duping like there's actually like, let me count. 1, 2, 3.
I feel like the Tarte Icy.
There's like that could have been a £5 palette.
Yeah, there's no dark mattes in there.
No dark mattes. All the shimmers are really dark.
Yeah.
And there's like no variation with this. It's this is. I don't know what they were thinking. Same with the red one. Like there's no variation. All the colors look the same. On the eyes, this is gonna look. You're gonna be able to do one look with the palette, and that's it.
Like if you look at the red palette and you look at the shade, is it red, wet, wild cherry, and treat? Those 2 reds look so frighteningly similar. Actually, there's like 3 or 4 reds there that look almost exactly the same.
The red is the red palette has like, I think that could have been like a £6 palette.
Oh yeah.
But I genuinely think, Cleopatra, are you okay? She's like,
Sure.
But the blue palette, I think £4 palette, and like they're just duping themselves in one palette. What's wrong with you?
Like genuinely,
Cleopatra. Like, can you hear Cleopatra? She's like, she hates this collection.
And I agree with her.
Money.
I agree. They could have made these into like little quads, had like a really have one shade that was like a highlighter of like a white blue, almost duochrome, right?
Yeah.
Then they could have had 3 different shades of mattes, but in varying intensities of blue. Perfect. That would have done it. Same with the red. They could have had like a duochrome of white to pink.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like there's this kind of a theme with Glamlite. Their palettes don't seem to have that much depth.
Yeah.
Usually shimmers are darker than the mattes in the palette. like not everything, but now that I think of it, a lot of their palettes are like they need more depth, they need more variation. I
Yeah.
don't own a single one. I do want some of their palettes. Some of their palettes are beautiful, but they're like doing the same thing. And like the red palette, I'm sure they have that already.
It feels
Like the what's it called? The Miracle palette also is like kind of like a ready palette from them. They have so many red palettes. Why
it's
do we
like
need
a
more?
red toned palette, yeah. Which I can't really say anything about because if I had a brand, it would all be like green. It'd be like every year, it'd be like, here's her new green toned palette. I'd be like,
Yeah, but like at least with rainbow palettes, you could do different kind of looks.
yeah.
But like with red palette, you could do one red look.
I think, now that Jeffrey has kind of lost his crown, I think there's a lot of brands who are kind of trying to come on in and take that, kind of take that position. And I think this has been quite strategic because if you look at these, I think it's like almost an attempt to go after the blood sugar and the blue blood in ways.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Now
if
that
you
you
look at,
say it, but I have to say, this isn't even a competition.
no.
Blood sugar
If you
and
look
blue
at their
blood
cocktail,
were great.
yeah, but if you looked at their cocktail palettes that they came out with, remember the purple one? That would
Yeah.
have been a decent dupe for Bloodlust. The green one that they came out with, that would have been a decent dupe for Blue Money. I think this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're coming in with the packaging and stuff.
Like I don't like go you, do you. But like I like when brands have their own thing.
Yeah.
And they are like doing what they want with their own thing and not like thinking, oh, that sells. Let me, obviously there's no original ideas anymore, but you can still be, at least
Put
not
your own
do
stamp on things. Yeah, look, it is what it is. When I put the blue palette and the gloss to you guys, 46% of you said that you loved it. And when I put the red palette, that really bombed. 33% of you love it. So I think we're all getting to the point of fatigue with that one. Speaking of fatigue, this is Jason Woo Beauty, who's trying to tell us that these are two different eyeshadow palettes. So one is called Night Rose and the other one is called Dusty Rose, and they're $25 each. No.
Well, actually, Jason Woo Beauty is in Finland. There's a website, like a web shop, what's it called, sells that brand, and they have some like interesting stuff. But all of these palettes, so boring. Like,
do you know what this makes me think of? This makes me think of a big eyeshadow palette that you get in Primark or Pennies. That's like Catrice or something, and like I could get it for like €8 and just give it as a, I don't know,
kind of like NYX or Maybelline or those kinds of things, and you can get them for cheap.
It looks cheap, but it's $25, which I think is quite expensive when you're looking at this, because it does just look like there's quite a few matte, and of the, I don't even know if those are necessarily shimmers. They almost look more like satins.
Yeah, I hate satin shades.
Yeah, so I'm like, I feel like this is like a cheap palette that has been produced cheaply. Like even the packaging, if you look at it, it's so blah.
It's just, it's not giving me anything.
Oh, it's giving me a headache.
Well, anything good.
No. I mean, I think we've said all we can on that, because when I put it to you guys, then 10% of you loved it, which, fair.
Tells it all.
This next one, this is from Lovelace Cosmetics, and this is the Immortals eyeshadow palette. And is this giving anyone else like Melt Beetlejuice vibes? Because it's definitely doing that for me.
I think it's the packaging.
Yeah.
Not like the shades in it.
No.
I think it's but like how you can do Beetlejuice without like, looking like,
Yeah. Now, it came out on December 10th. It was $42. But it was really funny because when I was reading this from Indie Makeup Hotspot, it said limited quantity, only 50 palettes available for now. 50.
Maybe this is like a
pre-launch.
Really like, indie brands that just, doing it for fun. I don't know.
Oh no.
It's just getting all over my feet. But like, that's weird. I actually like the palette. I think it looks pretty. It looks
Yeah.
like it has pretty neon shades. I don't know what I would do with it.
Yeah.
Like, I like how
definitely
it
have to get
looks,
into something else, but
like, I don't think I could do a look with it. Like,
yeah.
just with that.
Yeah. I
Um,
struggle to use that as a standalone palette without reaching for something else.
yeah. Like, I don't hate this.
Yeah.
But like, also apparently only 50 people can able to buy it. So
Were you one of the lucky 50?
yeah.
I love how it says like it's vegan, it's gluten and cruelty free, and I'm like, is there gluten in makeup?
Yeah, it's like, but there's quite a few times where I've heard like gluten-free makeup things, and I'm like, what? Well, maybe if it's like rice powder.
Yeah.
But does rice powder has gluten in it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm very lucky. I'm not celiac, so this is not something
Yeah,
that's ever
me
like
neither.
entered into my brain or consciousness of things that I have to look out for. But I just find it very funny that I'm like, oh my god, that's where we're heading to now, like in terms of our consciousness of things. I think this is like really quite well executed. I think the packaging is really good. I think even their promo, like the way that they've been like advertising it online, makes an awful lot of sense. I
Yeah.
think it's a bit of a pity that they only had
Yeah.
50 units because
But it's like for now, so
yeah,
possibly they're gonna release another 50.
yeah.
Another
I
time.
hope so. I hope so for them because I think this could be like good for them.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. Like fair play to them. And I do think it's just a bit different. It's a bit fun. Why
Yeah.
not? What's the point of makeup? When I put it to you guys, and 37% if you loved it. Then we have Unearthly Cosmetics. Now, Unearthly Cosmetics used to be Alien Cosmetics. So they've changed it, but their packaging still says Alien Cosmetics, as you can see in the picture, because obviously they bought all of that packaging before they changed. It's a whole thing. This is their Smells Like Holiday Spirit collection. There's an eyeshadow palette, there's 3 lip glosses, and you can get the whole collection for $80.
Doesn't scream holiday to me, that
No.
palette. It's like a spring palette to
Yeah.
me. This looks like a spring collection. Not the packaging,
Yeah.
just the colors in it. No,
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused.
I have a couple of thoughts in my head because I just keep thinking of the outfit that Cher wore in Clueless, which had that yellow plaid, and
Yeah.
that's what that's reminding me of. But I think if they took away the name Smells Like Holiday Spirit, I'd be like, okay, grand, whatever. And again, I would think, oh, springtime, because even though like minty, pastel-y, shimmer shades, that's
But like,
what I'm
doesn't
thinking.
that like package and cover? For me, that screams like grungy, like colors, like almost like a fall time,
But even
color.
they're trying to link in with Nirvana and the Smells Like Teen Spirit, Smells Like Holiday Spirit. But it doesn't, it seems like it's a mishmash of things that isn't quite working.
Yeah, the packaging doesn't match the colors
Yeah.
to me. That's why I'm so like confused.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm also thrown off at the fact that they're still using the Alien Cosmetic stuff on their thing, even though they're now Unearthly Cosmetics. But like, yeah, I would agree. Like, don't waste your.
Maybe I should have like waited to change the name until they have everything out.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they're using the things that they have, so they're not like wasting stuff. But like, maybe just they could have waited a bit more.
I wonder if the change was maybe a legal one.
Oh yeah. Then they couldn't wait.
Yeah.
We don't know. We're speculating.
Speculation. Like it's an okay palette. Like I don't hate it, but I'm also not like gonna be having fever dreams about it.
I'm not. This is not for me. It's not tickling my pickle.
Yeah. That's fair. And it seems a lot of you guys are the same because 31% of you loved it. This is tickling my pickle. And I would like this.
Tickle in my tickle.
It is, yeah. This is Wednesday Cosmetics, and this is the Alchemist Multi-Chrome Flake Collection. So there are the shades Alchemy, Lixiviate, Elixir, Cinnabar, and Transmute. And you get the whole collection, which includes a 5 milliliter Aqua Regia mixing drops for $55, or you can get each multi-chrome for $12 each, which isn't bad for a multi-chrome flake.
Yeah.
I like the look of these.
Yeah, they look pretty. They're like every company does this now. So it's like, okay, I don't get that excited. Like, I love these kinds of products, don't get me wrong. I just don't get that excited about it anymore. Especially if it's another indie brand doing it. Maybe if it goes more mainstream, then I might be like,
Yeah, totally fair. I mean, I will say, if these ended up at my house, I would be swatching happily.
Yeah, I would be using those.
Oh yeah,
so much. Like, the colors are beautiful. I love these kinds of products. It's the price isn't that bad. Like, it's a good thing. It just doesn't excite me that much anymore because everyone has it.
I do also think that given the kind of shades that they're looking at there, I think a better time to come out with these would have been autumn.
Yeah, they're like kind of autumny shades.
Beautiful though. Like, really beautiful.
Stunning. Really pretty.
Yeah, and it seems a lot of you guys felt the same way because we had 83% of you.
Wow. I think these kinds of products are really in at the moment.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm not surprised a lot of companies are doing it at the moment.
Which I will say, from the point of view of a consumer, that's great for us. The more companies start doing it, then, you know, we're going to start to reap the benefits. Oh God, but there is no benefits to be reaped in this one. This is Laura Mercier and their Lunar New Year 2022. It's like they took 2021 and made it into a makeup product, and it is disappointing. Like, that blush is shit.
I thought that was a face powder.
Nope.
Blush.
It's a blush.
Whose skin is that gonna show? Because I don't think it's even gonna show on my skin.
Or me.
And we're the palest people on earth.
Genuinely. Like, and they've put in, like, oh, here's our translucent setting powder, which I'm like, yeah, of course you're using that because that's your best selling item, you know, fair. And it looks like there's like this cushion something.
Foundation thingy.
Yeah, or is it like a highlighter or whatever? They're very vague. It's coming out January 1st.
Boring.
I hate this with a passion. It's so crap. Like, but I cannot remember the last time that Laura Mercier came out with something that I was interested in.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm like thinking.
I think the last time was they came out with a loose setting powder that had like a bit of glow or something in it.
Oh yeah. That
was it. But other than that, nothing of theirs like makes
I don't think I've ever tried a single Laura Mercier product. And they're just not giving it to me.
Yeah. I mean, I like their loose setting powder, but like I can take it or leave it. You know, it's not like a ride or die for me. I know a lot of people it is a ride or die. But I don't really tend to have many ride or dies.
Like,
I am a makeup hoe.
Brow powder even. Like, well, I do have like powders that I like a lot. But I'm never like, oh my God, this powder is amazing.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am with powders. I'm like, whatever.
I'm like,
that's what I have.
Like, I have a couple of like favorites, but I don't tend to buy high-end powders. Like, I don't think I had like a Dermablend, Vichy Dermablend, which is kind of expensive. But I think that's I have a KVD powder, which is good, but like it's a mini.
Yeah.
Like I don't get excited about this. This is boring. We're talked way too much on this.
I think
they don't deserve us.
Yeah. done now. And when I put it to you guys, 15% if you loved it. So fair enough. Then we're on to Coloured Raine, and they have launched their Rebellious Nudes palette. It's $25, and apparently there's 1 duochrome and 2 foils in there, along with 9 mattes. Now, this is the first neutral palette they've actually come out with, because they are true to their name. They are Coloured Raine. Everything that they do tends to be quite colourful. Like, if they do neutral, it tends to be quite a grungy that I've seen thus far.
Yeah. Oh, I am interested. I actually used a couple of Coloured Raine shadows today. I've depotted them, but I believe that these all are Coloured Raine shadows from Queen of Hearts palette. Yeah. Not maybe they're all. I think these 3 maybe are amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't usually use like neutral colors that much, but like this little palette that I made myself, it's like perfect tones. It's just so pretty. I actually like this a lot.
Like, I do too.
I think it's like it's like a warm, really warm neutrally palette. It's not a neutral palette. Like, it's definitely not. Like, you can see there's like burgundy, like mustard yellows, blacks. So it's not a neutral palette. I wouldn't say that this is a nude palette. Well, they say not your average nude palette.
Yeah. That's why they've called it, I think, Rebellious Nudes, because it's like a little bit of a twist. Can we also talk about the depth that it goes to, like those dark brown?
Well, it's like the same with these. Like, these are so pigmented and so deep. Like, just I'm really excited. I'm getting more excited about this, just because I used those today, and I was like having such a good time. Usually I don't like neutral shades. I feel like they're hard to blend out, but these were amazing to work with.
I've never had any issue with Coloured Raine stuff.
Yeah.
I find them really good.
I really like this. I'm like, if I wasn't on a no buy, I would get it.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point.
Yeah. And $25, that's not bad.
Yeah. I really like this. I think it's a really nice palette. It's like, so it's not like too neutral, but it's also not like colorful. I wouldn't say this is like colorful.
It does kind of fill kind of a gap in the palettes they have. Like, I genuinely haven't seen something like that from them before, so this makes sense.
It's a good launch.
Yeah, it is. I agree. However, when I put it to you guys, you weren't as enthusiastic. 44% of you said that you loved it.
Only $25.
Yeah, it's not bad.
$25. Oh.
Yeah. But that's not all that they're coming out with, because they've also revealed that they're coming out with the Botanical collection. So they have 2 little mini palettes, which I'm not going to lie, when I saw this, I initially thought it was Nabla, because the little cutie palettes, it looked like those. But they're coming out with 2 different little £6 palettes. They're $16 each. They're coming out with 2 cream blushes, $12 each. 2 mini matte liquid lipsticks, $10 each. 2 classic satin lipsticks, $10 each. 2 lip liners, $10 each. And 1 lip gloss for $10.
That's why there couldn't be 2, because everything else you have to. That kind of bothers me.
No, but they're listening to you. They're like, no, if we gave them 2 lip glosses, they'd end up whinging about it and going, you didn't need the 2, you only need.
And now we're like, that bothers me.
Let us be annoyed about everything.
I mean, those palettes aren't like my cup of tea, but like they are pretty. I don't tend to reach for that mini palettes. Like, I don't ever, like, it's hard to do a look with just that one palette, and then you always have to reach for another palette. Then why would I buy that? Because then I could just buy one big palette that I could, But this is pretty. I like those. I wish there was more like orangey blush shades, but those blush shades fit to that theme, kind of like a rose garden-y thing. So I think this is okay.
Like, I think this makes an awful lot of sense though, going into spring as well. Like, it fits like quite nicely. Cream blushes are very the thing these days, so I won't hate them for it. And I do like that they have a shade that will work for darker skin tones, which makes
Yeah.
sense because they are a black-owned brand. They're going to rock that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, I like this. I'm not going to run off and get it, but do you know what? Like, it's the sort of thing that if I was making like a purchase of that neutral palette, I might pop in
Yeah.
like one of those.
Teresa would like fill the basket in because she would need free shipping.
Yeah, to quote unquote make it worth my while. Like,
Yeah.
what sort of a mentality is that? I was like, Teresa, just stop spending your money. And I'm like, la 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 la. And this is why I'm going to live under a bridge. I do think it's nice, but there's parts of this that, like, I'm looking at this and it gives me Nabla vibes, but also I'm getting like dose of color vibes. Do you remember the was it Desi?
Yeah.
Yeah, the little
they did like not Desi, but it was the I Love Sarai
Sarai,
had one of
that
those.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what
it's
I'm
not
thinking.
bad. It's not bad, but it's not for me.
Yeah, same. Don't hate it, but you know, wouldn't judge anyone for buying it. I'm gonna put it to you guys: 53% if you love it. So there you go. We are unable to get away from Too Faced. I don't want to talk about that bloody eyeshadow palette again because we've talked about that already. But they've come out with some lipsticks, a blush type thing, and then a little mini 8-pan palette. Can I talk about the 8-pan eyeshadow palette first? Because this is a missed opportunity. Why the fuck is there a pink in there instead of like a pine green matte?
I mean, even that wouldn't save that.
Like, they tried, and I'm like, almost. If they'd even just taken the quad in the corner, I'd have been happier with that.
Yeah. I'm just like, boring.
Honestly, what are they doing? Do you know what I want them to do? I want them to come out with more of those lovely eyeliners that they had.
Yeah.
The killer liners. They are insane. They're so...
Oh, we have a new packaging for the Better Than Sex mascara. How innovative of them.
Yeah, because when in doubt, always make sure that you put that in there. Because, do you know what? And they've got the audacity to ask for $27 for that little eyeshadow palette.
Oh, they actually, I don't know if it's here, but they come out with the perfume too. Which is
no.
Better Than Sex perfume.
Ooh. I
just saw it.
Imagine if it smells like the room smells after sex.
Ew.
Is that not what we want? No? Look, this is just... I don't know what to do with Too Faced. I'm really confused about their aesthetic. They're like, here, look at our cutesy packaging of butterflies, and then on something that says Better Than Sex. Who are you targeting?
We don't want this. I'm surprised Too Faced is even a thing anymore.
But like, so much of their color stories, etc., is for teens, and then there's packaging and stuff that says things like Better Than Sex, and I'm like, this is so inappropriate.
Yeah.
And this really effing annoys me. Ugh. I just can't. I can't.
We do not approve.
No. That blush is $30.
Where's the blush?
It's the top right-hand corner.
Oh, that's a blush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just some kind of pictures. I was so confused what that was.
Yeah. I like that your mind was just blocking it out.
That shade is so not nice. I'm sorry.
But it's 2004. Genuinely.
I know some people like pink blushes, but that is like Barbie pink,
But
there's so many more beautiful tones of pink you could have chosen.
I wouldn't even call it a Barbie pink. I would call it the pink of Barbie who turns up to her 30-year high school reunion and talks about how she was once the thing and the it girl and is really annoyed that everyone else is now more successful than her. It feels like an old lady pink.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what it is. An old grandma lady pink that looks disgusting.
But she votes conservative. She's that granny that you feel really uncomfortable going to because she makes a lot of like anti-LGBT sort of statements, and you're like, oh no. Oh, and she makes you a bit uncomfortable, but you still have to send her like a greeting card every year because she's family.
Yeah.
That's what that blush is. Like,
very specific. But
it is.
That's
There
what
you
it is.
go. And when I put it to you guys, 15% of you love it.
I'm like thinking, who's the 15% who likes this?
Don't know.
I think it's Missa again trying to upset us.
That's the only logical explanation.
Yeah.
Do you know what? This next one, I thought it was Pixie because the packaging looks like Pixie, but this is actually Spectrum Collections, and they have inexplicably collaborated with Emily in Paris. This is the second brand to collaborate with Emily in Paris, the Netflix show, because Lancome did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember how awful that was? Lancome, like the old lady like makeup, and like this program that's meant to be about this young girl in Paris. And I'm like, this does not mesh well. This does not make sense.
Yeah.
And anyways, this is a new thing. They have like essentially a 10-piece brush set for $70. It's the La Vie en Rose. They have the La Mode clutch bag for $28. Macaroon sponge trios for $18. The I Like Paris 4-piece brush set for $28. And the Cafe au Lait brush storage for $18. Or you can bundle it all together for $140. Like, what? Why would I be spending $18 on brush storage like that? It would actually be cheaper for me to just go and buy, one of those reusable coffee cups than to use the one that they put in.
Like, well, it's brushes. Like, they look nice.
I will say I've had like a recent thing. I got the Spectrum brushes that were like slightly damaged, and one of them I had to throw away recently because it just kept shedding. It was just all the hairs were falling out. So I was like, so
I like the 4-piece brushes.
Yeah.
I think those shapes look nice. Would probably get like use out of those.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the big brush set. It's like a brush set.
Yeah, it's a standard, copy and paste.
But everything else in like why?
Yeah, same. I don't care. Like, that's the only way I can say it, but like I really don't. Like, I don't think that the big brush set is anything new, or that it
I don't
necessarily have must-haves in there. Like, I think it's all very like copy.
Me no understand why we need a coffee cup for a brush storage.
No. Just buy a coffee cup; it'd be cheaper.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like I don't know, it just kind of annoys me. Like, it doesn't.
I think they just tried to find some like filler products in there and be like, oh, this will do.
I mean, I've seen a lot of their brushes at TK Maxx lately, so.
Oh, TK Maxx.
I do love a bit of Tuck Max. It's my happy place. When I put it to you guys, though, 24% of you love it. So yeah, I think we're all in a similar space with this. Jesus, this next one, I can't. I hate this. I can't even pretend that I like this.
I will try to be a little bit like a voice.
Yeah, can you please? Because I can't be enthusiastic about this.
If this was like a 15-pound palette, straight from the middle, those neutrals out of the way, how pretty are those pinks and purples, and those grays, or even just a 10-pound palette with the grays and purples.
I agree.
Like, that would be, like, I would have actually maybe bought that. Yeah. Because I don't want those neutrals.
No.
They look so boring.
But they have those.
Why do they keep doing this? Yeah. They do like a ColourPop, everyone like does these big palettes. They do like one half, it's like really like pretty interesting. Other half is like all of these stupid shades that nobody wants.
Can I just say though, I think that this is really expensive for what it is. It's $34 and it's all mattes.
Well, do you know, I do see a point in all matte palette.
Oh, I can see a point, but I don't think it should be that expensive.
Yeah, it is kind of. Is there 34? Is there bigger palette that's that? Weren't they like 28?
Yeah, they were.
I am like, if it was that 10-pound palette with those purples and grays, I would be like all over it. Now I'm just like, I don't they filled it up with too many boring shit. They ruined it for me.
They ruined it for everyone.
Yeah. Like ColourPop. Come on.
I mean, I genuinely, I can't say anything like positive about this. Like when I look at this, like even though we're on the neutral side, and if I compare that to the coloured Raine, it doesn't get to the depth that the coloured Raine one does.
No.
Right? Again, we're just
No.
in the caucasity yet again. Like no. It's expensive for what it is. If it was $24, then yeah, okay. But this is an all matte palette.
Yeah.
For $34.
ColourPop is just, I feel like they don't know what they're doing.
No, they've really lost.
Because this could have been a good palette if you just would make it a lot smaller.
But that's the thing. If it had been a £12 palette, I think it could have been interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't. And this is what we've been left with. Now, when I put it to you guys, 10% of you love it.
Yeah. Because if you look at that palette as a whole, as what it is now,
yeah,
it's just garbage.
Yeah, absolutely. I shouldn't have to take a palette that I bought to edit it to make it better.
Yeah.
No.
Not like I would never buy that.
No.
And be like, oh, I'm gonna make this better. You know, no, make it better, and then I buy it.
Yeah, no. If you like that, they probably already have singles of those shades.
Yeah.
Just make it yourself, like, you know, like I'm just saying. Oh my god, this next one. This is ZC Cosmetics, and this is their Marvelous Fantasia collection. So there's 2 Candy Cruise palettes apparently, but they've only shown one. They're 12 shades each, $32, and then there's 2 non-powdery silky compact powders, $28 each, and you can get the gift set, which includes 1 palette, 1 compact powder, a handheld mirror, 3D illustrations, for $68. I mean, I do find it very fitting that in the promo picture there's a girl asleep, because that is what that palette does.
I'm so bored.
Yeah.
The
fuck is it?
Words. I don't have even words for this.
It's
because
so bad.
There's not a single redeeming thing in this collection.
No depth, no interesting colours. The mismatch of shapes, of sizes, of shades in the palette, absolutely abysmal. I can't even... Look, do you know what, actually? No, I think the little compacts are kind of cute, and the little mirrors. That's kind of cute.
I don't like the picture in the mirror, though.
No, but like, I'm trying to be nice. Like, I'm trying to find something redeeming.
And I'm like, no. It's terrible.
Like, I like the little compact. Like, that looks kind of
well, the Nutcracker compact is like, cute.
But that's it. Like, everything else looks
28 a piece.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
Come on now. Go home.
If it was a tenner, yeah, maybe. But even that eyeshadow palette, they're asking for $32. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't pay 10.
It's a snooze fest. Even the model couldn't handle looking at it. That's why she's like eyes closed down there.
I actually don't know what to say about this.
Yeah.
It's horrific. You guys thought the same thing, because 11% of you loved it. So yeah. We now have one thing to sneak peek, and this is from Florian Cosmetics, and this is their Queen Pothos eyeshadow palette. It apparently has 18 shades with a mixture of mattes and shimmers, and they've just said that it's coming soon. So they've kind of done that thing of having almost 2 different 9-pan palettes. So one is like a greeny blue, and then the other one is kind of warm toned.
Kind of like this, but more bright.
Yeah. A nice accompanying palette.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
But I already have it.
Yeah, that's
so the thing. It's not gonna be something I will be picking up, but I like the color story. I feel like it doesn't have enough depth though. Like,
that's exactly what I was
is that a shimmer? Like the darkest color looks like to be a shimmer.
Yeah, the top left green is a shimmer.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. I think they needed a couple of shades darker.
Yeah, because then those like 2 greens, the matte greens, or is it 2 matte greens, are kind of like, I see variation there, but they could have like, you know, make it even, like maybe a slightly different tone or bigger difference between the depth in those. But like, this is nice.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I just think I can see like things that they could have maybe executed a little
Yeah,
bit.
slightly change it, like they could have like changed it a bit more. I don't think that palette would have need those brownie colors
Yeah,
there. I feel like it would have been like, I get why they are there. Like it's an popular color story now, like this kind of a thing. We've seen it a lot.
yeah.
But like I don't think this palette would have needed because it's
No,
so bright. I feel like the browns kind of take
detract
it
from
down a
it.
bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think it takes something from it, and if they had gotten rid of that,
Yeah, I would have added more, like maybe deeper colors
richer tones.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd have put a couple of like jewel toned shades of blues and greens,
yeah,
like a really emerald green, a really sapphire blue.
yeah.
That would have really, I think, knocked it. I don't think it's bad, but I
It's
think,
not bad. I
yeah,
think it would have benefited with a black eyeshadow also.
yes, absolutely, totally.
But like, we want black in everything now because we're obsessed with black eyeshadow, apparently.
Whoops, it happens. When I put it to you guys though, 39% if you loved it. So yeah, we seem to all have a very critical eye on that. So that means that we're towards the end of the episode, but I do have my favourite comment to read out. And this is from Susie B, because myself and Wilma were having a discussion in last week's R&R about how makeup is an art form, and Susie jumped to agree. She said, I couldn't agree more that makeup is an art form. Look at what Elena and Tess did in their live. How can you call that anything but art? I'm also an artist who loves makeup, so maybe I'm biased, but I think not. I'm inclined to agree, and I think makeup is more than just art. It's self-expression, it's self-care. There's loads of things to it. It's wonderful. That's
Yeah, for
why
me, it
it's
is
fantastic.
like an art form. It's like a way to express yourself. You can do whatever with makeup. It's not like this that you're just getting ready for work and you want to look more presentable, because you can do so many things.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun, and everyone can express themselves in their own way.
Yeah, agreed. So I thought that was a fabulous comment. So thank you very much, Susie. But that's it. That's the end of the video. Do please like, comment, and subscribe to both myself and to Tia. You know the drill. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, wrap it up. Don't be gross. Turn on that notification bell so you can see more videos, because there's more of these every week. And that is it. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.